2, and a 3. Here we go. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jody motherfucking Keith, and I'm back with another story time. And this story time is brought to you mostly in part by a recent article written on Channel Fireball by Brian DeMars. And you know, there's a lot of talk in the community right now about not saying something to piss somebody off, and don't make rape jokes, which should be pretty obvious. You know, don't tell somebody to kill themselves, even if you tell yourself to. It's not the right thing to do. Okay, that's what the general consensus is. My opinion is, you know, just don't be a dick. You know, unless, you know, it's warranted. Sometimes, you know, the guy's being a dick. You just gotta out-dick him, you know. It's just kind of how it goes. So that's my philosophy on it anyway. But really, the main reason not to be an asshole to somebody is because even, like, the person who you think is gonna be, you know, like the biggest, like, you know, just try and juke you, you know what I'm saying, and like somebody who's like, oh man, this guy, I gotta beat this guy, you know what I'm saying, and like you don't really know much about him except that, you know, whatever you know about him, and then you're like, but then you might end up being like really good friends one day, you know. So I'm gonna tell you this story. Basically, I was playing Time Spiral Blocking Limited, and back in the day it was a PTQ format, right? And it was like the first week the set just came out, and usually when the sets came out first week, not everybody knew all the cards, me included, you know, especially not all the rares. So I got this pretty sick deck with Teferi, which was really good, and I had Ephemeron Ephemeron, which was like a 4/4 suspend, and Riftwing Cloud Skeet, which was like a 2/2 flyer. When it came to play, you could bounce a permanent, and Teferi was cool because you could play all your creatures as flash. And I got paired against this guy who I had never seen before. And he was from the Mississippi area, and his name was Eric Landry's. And now I'm over here, and I'm playing against him. And, you know, we're playing a close, I'm down a game, and I'm playing him. And I'm like, he's curving out great, you know, 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, you know, he's coming at me. I suspend an Ephemeron, which is about to come off suspend. And then I get in a spot with combat where I come with a Teferi, and I eat his guy. And then he plays another guy. But my life total is getting hit pretty hard. So then I untap, and I look at and I draw, and now the Ephemeron's got 1 counter on it now after I draw. So next turn I'm going to get this 4/4, but now I can flash in creatures to help block with this Teferi. And one of the creatures I have in my hand is Riftwing Cloud Skeet. So I'm like, alright, cool. You know, he's going to attack, so I looked at it, you know, you got to get a little slick about it. You're like, alright, yeah, he's going to attack with this and that and this and that. Maybe he's got another haster. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to flash in this Riftwing. He ain't going to see it coming. He ain't going to see, he might see a blocker coming, a decent sized blocker, 5 mana, but he's not going to see a Riftwing coming. And when a Riftwing comes, he might be swinging out to try and kill me. I'm going to bounce one of them, I'm going to eat one with the Teferi, and I'm going to trade with one with the Riftwing, and then next turn I'm going to get the 4/4 coming off suspend, and that's going to be his ass. You know? So, you know, you can plan the plan, but you can't plan the outcome, because, you know, and I don't know all the cards, so then next turn, you know, he untaps. Now I got all my mana untapped, and I got this Riftwing in my hand. Teferi says he can't play spells in combat either, so he can't even play combat tricks, you know, after I do my little thing. So then he goes, you know, draw, and then he's like, Word of Seizing, and he points at the Teferi, right? And so then I go to read the card, and he puts it right in his graveyard, and then he grabs my Teferi and puts it on his side of the board, and I'm like, whoa, dude, chill, bro, like, fuck, I got Teferi in play, we got responses, I want to play his Riftwing, you know, like, this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, not only that, like, fuck, man, don't be in no big hurry. We got Teferi in play. This is slowing shit down. You can't be fucking, hold on, bro. So then I like, whoa, what is that? And so I went to go grab the Word of Season out of his graveyard, and first I snatched my Teferi back. Then I grabbed the Word of Season out of his graveyard, pick it up to read it, and while I'm reading it, he snatches the Teferi back. I look down and I'm like, whoa, dude. I said, say, bro. I said, fuck, give me that Teferi back. I take it back. I said, hold on, I'm reading it, and then he said, split second, and grabbed my shit back. And I was like, drove, because this dude's grabbing on my shit, you know, and like, this is a point where I would just be like, I could get irate real quick. I'd be like, whoa, dude, chill the fuck out, you know what I'm saying, like, but he was slick about his shit, and he said, fucking split second, and I was like, and then I'm reading it, and it's all sinking in, you know how when you read it, and you realize you're dead, I'll look at it, and I'm looking, not only, you know, normally look at the shit, and you're like, oh man, I'm dead. But this time, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, so that means he gets my guy. Oh, so that means I can't flash in my Riftwing and response split second. Oh, so that means I can't bounce creature. Oh, so that means I'm dead. Just all fucking unfolded while I'm reading the card. And I'm like, fuck. Damn. And he was just like, took my shit twice, so I was a little drove about it. And after a while, that was my nemesis, you know. I was like, fuck, I gotta beat this Eric Landry's cat, you know. And you know, it's crazy because he ended up moving down to the New Orleans area, and I was like, damn, this motherfucker's coming to my turf, man. He's already my nemesis. Now I gotta get him. Can't have him pub stomping my pubs, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. So you know, but he ended up coming down, and you know, we ended up being great friends. You know, like you don't see him too much. You know, that's the married life. You know, you don't see him that much anymore. But man, had some great trips, had some great stories, and that was the first story that sparked it all off. So, you know, just be nice. You know, and like, you know, try and understand people. You know, I mean, that's pretty much it. We don't need Watsy to like put a ban on speech, or we don't need like, I mean, just like do your thing. Like, obviously, you know, I'm not really that correct in my speech all the time. You know, but I try and look out for other people, you know, and I think that's pretty much a good place to start. You don't really need to take it from the top down. A lot of people say, oh, they should just ban, you know, from top down, but I'm like, you know, regulate it as a community, regulate yourself, you know, be the change you want to see in the world, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, fuck. And, you know, you might make a good friend out of it, or plenty, or great stories, you know. So if you enjoyed the story, you know, if you have an instance where you played somebody and you didn't really like them, you know, at the beginning, and then y'all turn out to be great friends, you know, you just gotta understand people, you know. Just drop your story, you know, in the comments below. Like, comment, share. Hide your kids, hide your wives. Tell your friends, though, where to find us. Goon Squad, baby. One love, good vibes. Tune in for the next one. Oh yeah.